Hey everyone, I'm Mine, and this is set number 75549, the Unstoppable Bike Chase from the Spring 2020 wave of LEGO Minions. This set contains 136 pieces and retails for $19.99 in the US. So, LEGO Minions. This is so weird to see because Mega Bloks had this license only a few years ago, and I actually bought some of those sets. Not because I'm a Minions fan, actually quite the opposite. I just think they are so funny looking, and those sets were so terrible. But I have to say, LEGO has really stepped up their game compared to Mega Bloks. I love how these figures look. Still not a Minions fan, but they capture the Minions really well. I think they translate well into LEGO, but I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll talk about them more when we get to the minifigures. Let's talk about this set first. So the build of this set is the Unstoppable bike itself. You've got the main bike, and then you've got this little rocket attachment. The bike is really ugly. It's really, really ugly. But I think it's supposed to be. I don't know the context of this in the movie because, frankly, I'm not a Minions fan, right? I know the movie's not even out, and if this was in trailers, I didn't care enough to look. But I'm pretty sure this is meant to be, like, over-exaggerated and, like, made of scraps, and it does capture that look well. It's got this, like, skull sticker right up here, which is, like, shiny. That's a really cool sticker right there. It's just a sticker, not a print, but that's cool. I think it's funny how they use two handlebar pieces to be the handlebars to the bike. It's just like a different way to use these parts, yet still has handlebars, and I think that looks good. This sticker, we've never gotten this exact sticker before, but we've gotten similar things in other sets, and I think it's really cool how it makes it look like the wheel's moving fast. So if you start moving the bike, it actually looks like it's moving pretty fast. I like that sticker there. It's got a bigger wheel in back and a smaller wheel in front. Lots of Technic on the sides here too, with the pins showing. I don't think it looks that bad except for this blue right here. The blue really doesn't fit with the color scheme of everything else in the set. So I wish they found another way around that because, yeah, I know the Technic fits with the theming, but the blue just does not. Here's the other side of the set. It's pretty identical. I don't think there's any differences. This triangle piece is always cool to get. That's a semi-new piece, and I like how that looks. The flat front to this, I don't know if I mentioned that, but the flat front, the bike is very unique, very interesting. And while I don't think it looks good, I think it's probably accurate to what it's supposed to represent. And it's also got this big light up front. I do like that. I like how that looks. And then around the back, you've got like these 4 studs here to represent like fire or just going fast, right? Because the bike is blasting. As I'm sure you can see, the Minions little rocket car attaches with a smaller chain piece, right? It's not the big one, but it's in silver here. It's the same size as like the chain piece they use for Jay's nunchucks in Ninjago. And you can always detach it from both parts of the build. And yeah, this is simple. 4 little wheels. I like the little wheels. They're fun. And it's pretty good. This is probably the best looking part of this set is this little rocket here. Not a ton to say about it. Like, what you see here is what it is. So let's move on to the minifigures. So for the minifigures, we have Bob, Stuart, and Gru. So we get 2 Minions, and this is the only set to include a Gru figure, I believe. I think the Minions actually translate really well into LEGO. It's actually quite interesting how they do these. These arms are individual pieces. They just connect with Technic pins like this, which leads to some very interesting combinations because a lot of things use Technic pins for arms, not limited to the Hulk or the Firestone mech from Ninjago. They all use the same exact connector as the Minions for arms, so take from that what you will. These 2 are the same exact torso, but different headpieces, like different molds entirely. This one is shorter and with 2 eyes, and this one is taller with 1 eye. And if you couldn't tell, the eyes are just tiles, right? You can take those off, and then they look a little terrifying without their eyes, but you can use those pieces for other builds. And I think that is a smart way to do it, because then I could say take this eye off of Bob and put it onto Stuart, and then he could be squinting. Speaking of the eyes, though, the open eye on Stuart is printed really well. Like, the white is very thick. Like, it's a very vibrant printing, and I love how that looks. But the eyes on Bob are not printed very well. The yellow's too dull, the white's too dull. It's like if they just add, like, a couple more layers of print on top of that, like they seem to have done with Stuart, it would look good. But they just didn't there, so Bob does not look as good as Stuart does, simply because of that. Stuart also has some hair on his head. Bob does not. I'm sure that's accurate to the movie. Not familiar with Minions. Gru, I actually like. I think he looks quite good. He doesn't necessarily look like Gru because Gru's most prominent feature is his nose, and obviously LEGO figures do not have noses. I think they did the best with him that they can. However, I do think this is just a good face print in general, right? It's cool to get the M and hair in black. We rarely get that hair recolored at all, so black is a very useful color to have. And this torso is also a cool one to get. Like, that can be used outside of Minions. Like, that's just a good torso in general. And there's the backs of the Minions and the alternate face for Gru, as well as Gru's back torso printing. So overall, I'd say this set is fine. I think if you were a fan of Minions, you'd like it a lot more than I do. But personally, I prefer the bigger one, the one I'm going to be reviewing soon, the brick-built Minions in their lair. But that one also is $30 more, so if you're just curious about LEGO Minions and don't want to wait till the other sets release next year, I'd say this is a decent one to pick up. Like, the bike is no worse than, like, some Marvel builds that we get. I'd say it's arguably better than half the Marvel builds we get. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's also not the worst. And the figures are pretty solid here. Like, I like the figures a lot. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you like this set? Do you not like this set? Are you a Minions fan? Did you only subscribe to me for Ninjago? You could say yes to all those questions. Please leave a like on this video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you haven't. I'm doing daily uploads. Not every single one is going to be Ninjago related, but I'm going to try to do a lot of Ninjago plus some other LEGO stuff like this. And yeah, I think that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye.